In a land of adventure, fantasy, and endless normal summons, only one deck can prevail. So, let's just put the two Tier 2 decks together. This is Dragoncaster. With the release of Rush Duels to Duel Links on September 28th, 2023, it introduced two powerful decks, Dragons and Spellcasters. And out of the two, what did we find was the best? That's right, both in a single deck. It turns out, if you play all of the powerful cards, you get the best deck possible. Now, let's get into the list. We are on one Dragoncaster the Boogeymaster. This card allows you to send one card from your hand to the graveyard to gain 1,000 life points. This card is a means to extend how many turns you can last through decks with exploding attack power. Next, we are on 2 of the Limit 3 multi-strike Dragon Yugioh. This card is able to attack twice after destroying a monster if you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This is by far the best individual card in the game. We are also on 1 Prima Gitarna, the Shining Superstar, to be able to close out games where our opponent controls multiple 2500s. 2 Seven's Road Magician, which justifies the spellcaster side of the deck. This card gains 300 attack for each different attribute in the graveyard until the end of this turn, if you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Next is 1 Seven's Road Witch, 1 Torna the Windweaver, 2 Thunder the Thunder, 3 Fire Golem, 3 Mystic Dealer to help find the high levels if we are breaking on our low levels or vice versa, and then we are playing 12 normal monsters as summon material for our big tribute monsters. 1 Hammer Crush to activate our skill, which sets Hammer Crush from hand and draws us a card to further help us unbrick our hands, and finally we have 2 Recovery Force to help us keep our deck full of spellcasters. Now, let's get on to the games. For our first match, we are up against Aggro, and this hand looks fine, but definitely could be better. We are going to summon Spell Archer and Thunder the Thunder to immediately tribute them off for Dragoncaster. We are then going to send Seven's Road Magician to the graveyard to allow us to gain 1,000 life points off of Dragoncaster's effect. We are then going to pass off to our opponent. Our opponent is going to summon 3 monsters and then activate the effect of Thunder the Thunder to drop Dragoncaster to 2,200 attack and tribute off the Thunder for Skull Servant. They are then going to attack into Dragoncaster with Skull Servant and then attack for a total of 3k direct. For our turn, we are going to draw 4 cards, and then we are going to go ahead, summon Mystic Dealer, sending Dark Sorcerer to allow us to draw a card. We are then going to activate our skill, setting Hammer Crush and drawing yet another card. We drew into Mystic Dealer. Oh boy. Well, time to Mystic Dealer once again. Okay, well, time to Recovery Force, shuffling 3 spellcasters into our deck and drawing another card. We are then going to tribute for Prima Gitarna and activate its effect to bump up our monsters by 900 attack by paying 1,000 life points. We are then going to attack into their monsters and pass turn. They are then going to normal a couple monsters, tribute into Prima Gitarna, activating its effect to boost their attack and then attack into our monsters besides the Dark Sorcerer. We are then going to draw 5 cards and Recovery Force to get another in hand by shuffling 3 more of our spellcasters from grave. We are then going to normal summon and then tribute into Seven's Road Magician. We are going to then normal all other monsters in our hand and activate Seven's Road Magician to boost up to 3,300 attack. We are then going to attack into their monsters and deal lethal with Dark Sorcerer. Next up, our opponent is on Spellcasters. We are going to be going first and setting 3 monsters and then passing turn. This is something that happens frequently on your first turn in Rush Duels. Our opponent is going to normal summon 2 monsters and then tribute for Seven's Road Witch, and then activating their skill, Explosion Drive, that allows them to set 1 Road Magic Explosion and add the Magical Beast Wolfang from their graveyard to their hand, and then normal the Wolfang, set a spell trap, and attack into all of our set cards. For turn, we are going to draw 3 cards, go Mystic Dealer. Okay, that's an alright draw. We're going to go ahead, normal 2 monsters, and then tribute for Dragios. We are then going to normal Dark Sorcerer and activate the effect of Dragoncasters to be able to attack twice if we destroy a monster. We are then going to attack into their board and effectively end up destroying all of their monsters and getting in for a total of 2,600 damage. They're going to draw 5 for turn and normal summon Mystic Dealer and activate its effect. They're going to tribute for 7's Road Magician and activate both set Road Magic Explosions to burn us for a total of 1,600 damage. They are then going to activate their 7's Road Magician to boost it to 3,300 attack and attack into our Dragoncasters, destroying it and dealing 800 damage. We are then going to draw 4 cards for turn, normal summon Dragorite, and then go for Recovery Force. We are then going to tribute for 7's Road Magician and then summon 2 to tribute for Dianketo, activating the effect of 7's Road Magician to boost it up to 3,600 and attack into their 7's Road for 1,500 damage and then attack in for lethal with Dianketo. In our last match, we are going up against Meta. For this duel, we are facing dragons. We are going to be starting off by setting Hammer Crush to activate our skill and draw a card. Oh yikes, that's not what we like to see. We are then going to normal our low levels as tribute for Dianketo and then attack, and then activating her effect, pitching 7's Road Magician to gain 1,000 life points. Our opponent is going to summon 3 monsters and then tribute for Bunker Strike. They are going to activate their skill to boost the attack and then attack in for a total of 2,200 damage after killing Dianketo. We are then going to summon 2 and tribute for Dragoncasters, then Recovery Force into nothing. Well, we're then going to activate the effect of Dragoncasters and destroy their Bunker and Twin-Edged Dragon, dealing 1,700 damage and passing turn. Our opponent is going to normal 2 monsters, tribute for Gravity Press Dragon, use its effect to lower Dragoncasters, and then activate Twin-Edge's effect so it can attack twice this turn. They're then going to take out Dragoncasters with Gravity Press, then attack twice with Twin Edge, and then attack for lethal with Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress #1. So now let's talk about the pros and the cons of this deck. First off, the deck has the capacity to deal a lot of damage on any given turn. Dragoncasters and 7's Road Magician really get to show their combined worth in this deck. The deck also has the ability to play other level 7 or higher monsters due to not needing to play one of the restrictive skills. Now for the cons of the best deck. Like a lot of the decks in this format, Dragoncaster can just lose games outright due to finding all of your high levels or finding only low levels. The deck also can have some issues sometimes closing out games and then in turn can lose those games. In conclusion, Dragoncaster is a phenomenally powerful deck that can break down the defenses of any deck your opponent chooses to bring, and is definitely the deck of choice for this format.